Okay, so holy F, I just told my mom this and she thinks I'm nuts. And then I just got off the phone with my boyfriend and he thinks I'm nuts. So the general consensus is that I'm nuts because I just came from the DFA. I was supposed to get my passport renewed today and I was actually quite excited about it. All of my requirements were ready and whatever, okay? And then came photo time for the passport and I was like, wait, but I brought an ID photo. And they were like, no, we're a government organization. We take our own photos. And I was like, wait, but I didn't put on eyebrows. I didn't brush my hair. I barely even bathed. They were like, it's a government document. Who cares? And I'm like, but your light sucks. Can we use the flash of the camera? And they were like, no. I was like, okay, I think I'm gonna leave and come back when I'm feeling more photo ready. And so I had to reschedule and I have to go back there later on this week. So we did take a photo before I actually decided this. How is it possible that like half of my eyebrow was gone in the photo, but I had 2 eye bags? Like if like the good parts are taken away, it only affects 1/2, but they add bad parts on both sides of my face. Like how does the lighting, I don't know. Anyway, so my mom said I'm nuts and she can't be bothered to go back and do a government thing. So she was like, okay, in other countries, they actually have been doing that for a long time. Like the government is the one that takes the photos. And I'm like, I know, because I grew up looking at my dad's passports and I've seen them from all the years that he's had them. And you know what I noticed? They at least had flash, not light going like this. It was light going like this. So if they allow me, I'm gonna bring light. Wow, so many mixed reactions from you guys when I posted that video on my IG stories. Most of you just rolled your eyes and shrugged it off, but there were a very special few that let it eat into their souls and they were pissed enough to DM me their feelings. And can I just say how proud I am to be making content that really affects people. Kidding aside, passports can be confusing with the appointments and requirements and attire. Well, it's extra confusing for me because I have 2 different passports. Each of them have different rules and I sometimes mix them up. Like for the Philippine passport, you need to be wearing a collared shirt, and for the British passport, it's okay to just have a spaghetti strap on. For the Philippine passport, you need to be there present to take your photo and everything, and for the British passport, you can just submit one. For the Philippine passport, you need an identification certificate, and for the British one, I just pretend to be someone else. That last one wasn't serious. You get the picture. So I'm going to the Department of Foreign Affairs for the 3rd time. 3 separate times. The 3rd one is just out of pure vanity. But they're so patient with me and I'm so grateful. I feel like we really bonded. I want to get them something for Christmas. I'm gonna renew my passport again after this. They deal with so many applicants every day, and when it was my turn to get my passport photo taken, I was like, stop! I saw their screen and I saw the lighting and I saw myself at my worst and I thought, I really should have showered this morning. So I said, I can do that now. I'll come back later this week. And they were like, okay, whatever, bye. So here I am ready to take that downward facing office light head on as an approved 35 by 45 millimeter Philippine passport photo. Okay, so I usually sit at my dresser to do my makeup with the lights on, but for the purposes of this, that's the tank. For the purposes of this video and for this look, it would give us a more realistic vibe if we just used natural light. So go sit in a part of your house that has natural light for this one. I'm gonna show you what I mean. So this is what it's like when light is coming from under. It's very strange. These are lit up. You have shadows here. This is downward facing light. When light is coming to you from above, it brings out your eye bags. You get shadows there, and it brings out these lines and also the lines on your forehead that do that. It's kind of harsh. when you have front-facing light, everything is nice and just kind of not fair, which is the look you kind of want to achieve if you want to look like yourself. You have side light like this, and if you can see, dirty dishes, brings out your cheeks. So if you ever get that Shopao looking passport photo, if you've ever had that, that means light was coming from here, and then it just blows up your cheeks and then gives you also this. That being said, let's turn this ring light off so that we can get started. So there, I have light coming to me from here, a little bit from here, a little from here, but it's all coming mostly from above, so you can see dark circles and whatever, right? Put the hair down because I just showered, and I think it is now just the right amount of dampness to start doing my hair. No, it's still a little too wet, never mind. Okay, so I'll do the hair in a bit. So the goals I want to focus on today is to neutralize, define, and awaken. I already moisturized. I just used Cetaphil. That's it. And we are going to neutralize pretty much things that you wouldn't usually have all the time. Like if you have a pimple, in my case, it's redness because I am allergic to heat. It's funny, that doesn't really happen to me when I travel because airports are cold. I am using the MAC Mineralized Concealer in NW20. And I'm going to tap it in all around. Steps that I'm going to be skipping for this video is I'm not going to be using any eyeliner, lipstick, color correcting concealers, like none of the greens and purples and whatever. There, already it's a lot better without the redness. I'm going to use the MAC Under Eye Concealer in a darker shade. So a while ago I used NW20, right now I'm going to be using NC30, just because I don't necessarily want really bright under eyes. I'm gonna give this bump a little extra love because I just had a facial yesterday and some little bumps are still kind of irritated from that. Okay, I'm gonna hop straight into defining by doing my eyebrows. For that, I'm using this Made Cosmetics, which is cool because it's a local brand. And it is, I think, one of my favorite eyebrow products. I'm using it in dark gray. Hi, Mom. What do you need? Yeah. Bye. And I'm also going to be using their brow gel because it's one of the best that I've ever tried. I don't know if you're a fan of those soap brow thingies. Come back. For me, the soap brows, they don't hold as long as you want them to, but this really, it holds, it stays on. You want to define the parts that the weird lighting might take away. In my case, when I saw the screen, I saw that it was taking away half of my eyebrows, which is why I was like, don't take my photo. So I'm gonna go a little heavy on half of my eyebrow and then go a little lighter on the inner area because it didn't really take that away. Okay, that seems to me like enough. I'll just put a couple hairs there. Boom. Okay, that should be fine. And then we brush it. We brush it. Gel on the brush, and then I rub it around my hand so that it spreads around the brush and it doesn't put too much product on. My mom's so cute. She's trying to be as quiet as possible. She doesn't know that I'm not a professional vlogger and that she can totally make noise if she wants. I love when I have a favorite and I know it's local. It makes me proud, you know? Let's veer away from putting anything on that you don't kind of naturally have. So don't draw a nose line over the shape of your nose. Like, not this time. Instead, I'm just gonna give it a little bit of highlight down the middle with this Naturactor concealer. What makes it difficult for me to tell you exactly what I'm using is because I already depotted pretty much all of my products. So if there's anything that I forget to mention, I'll just try and like put it on the video. You see it's kind of a highlight already because it's a lighter shade. Going a little bit further into defining, we are going to put a bit of this Happy Skin top. It comes in a stick form that looks like this, but I already depotted my other one. So here's my new one. And it is a nice top color that is not too warm, so it looks more shadowy when you define. I am using a lot of just fingers and hands for this first part. Mamaya na tayo magbabrushes. No, so whether the light hits me right or not, I will have the shape of my face the way, you know, just follow the natural where your contour would be. So in my case, my cheekbone is like this shape, like it goes downward, so that's why I'm also defining it downward. Using all natural light is kind of tricky because, you know, you can really see the imperfections, you know? It's not like when you use like some front-facing light, like when you're at your dresser or whatever. It kind of self-corrects already. Don't beat yourself up too much about not getting the side view perfect because your photo is going to be taken this way. If you look good that way, then, you know, you're already a winner. We are gonna do a little bit of blush. This is M&Co lipstick in Real Nude, but you can kind of use it anywhere because it's such a natural shade. When I said I was gonna veer away from using lipstick today, I only meant on my lips. So we're gonna do it nice and high here and not too much in the middle. We are going to bronze. Bronzing, you usually use like a warmer shade of brown, and you put it like where you think the sun would have burnt you a little. And then contouring, you put it underneath where you think your face would have shadows, and you use like a cooler shade of brown. We're gonna go kind of light and wide with this. So it'll be nice and warm. I also bring it down into my neck. We are using the Tom Ford Skin Illuminating Powder Duo in #1 Mood Light. I would say this is kind of a splurge product. It's not one of the, you know, more affordable things, but it's a really good product if you're not willing to spend on your bronzer or highlighter. There are lots of other products that also do the trick. Bahama Mama by The Balm is a good bronzer. It's not as shiny and illuminating as this one, but you know, it's a nice shade of brown. And Hoola, who makes Hoola? Is it Benefit or also The Balm? That one is a little warmer than Bahama Mama. If you are kind of pale like me, it might look too red on you, so maybe go with Bahama Mama. If you find any of your own bronzer suggestions, go ahead and put them in the comment box. I'm sure everyone else would like to know. And now we are gonna do highlights. This is where I highlight, right up top over here. It's kind of close to my eye, but that's really just the shape of my face. That's where I highlight. As you can see, because I didn't put any color correcting concealers, like my foundation or concealer is not like completely opaque. You can still see things through it a bit. There, if I come close, you can. Highlight, highlight. Here is a strong acting product. MAC Studio Fix powders. They're quite pigmented and opaque. You don't want to powder your whole face, especially with this because it's quite thick. I am going to put some NC30 right here so that it's not too bright. And where you're gonna put it is basically framing areas you've already gone over. So I'm gonna frame my nose and my blush. So I'm gonna go in between that. I'm gonna frame my eyes. It's like you're putting space in between. And then this lighter one that I'm using in the middle, but with the same brush, is Makeup Forever Makeup Forever HD powder in 25. I don't know, I think I'm inventing. You know what? I'm just gonna look it up and then I'll put it somewhere here or here. When I put on my powders, like they're more on the yellow side. Framing my lips. Continue on with the defining. This is a fluffy crease brush. And I'm gonna go back in with the bronzer that I used earlier. And use it as an eyeshadow. Yeah, and so don't use eyeshadow na. It's kind of a little intense. This is pretty much, you know, just daytime regular makeup. And flattening it like so. And then I'm going to get a bit of the bronzer and put underneath my eye. And do it again here. And then with the highlight section, I'm gonna grab some, put a little bit here in the corner of your eye, right on your brow bone. And then I am just gonna highlight the middle of my bridge, and then I'm gonna leave a gap and go for the tip of my nose. So it's just the middle of my bridge right there, and then the tip of my nose. Upper lip. I think that's called the Cupid's bow. And lastly, second to the lastly, some blush on. This is Benefit Rock. It's slightly shiny and illuminating, but it's also like a bright powder. And there you have it. No, I did say second to the lastly, right? Whatever hair you have on your face, you wanna define that, because sometimes with the light and the camera can pick up things that your eyes cannot. To the naked eye, you're like, oh, I do have hair here and I do have hair on my brows, so I don't need to do them or whatever. No, you still do need to go in, because the way the camera picks it picks up the reflection of your skin from under and just erases your eyebrows or your hair here. Like my hair is a little thinner here than everywhere else. And also even your lashes. So definitely curling your lashes is a must. It will awaken, neutralize, define, awaken. So blush awakens your face, makes you look like, you know, you didn't set that passport appointment at 10 a.m. and you need a coffee, but you're gonna do it anyway. The eyelashes, when they're like curled and standing, you know, it brightens up your eyes without changing your eye shape the way eyeliner would. So you definitely want to curl those. Mine are already curled. Then use a mascara, but I already have Instalush by Strokes on it. That's the only mascara I am allowed to use because I have Keralift on. Keralift, it's the permanent lift. Instead of lipstick, I think you should either go for a lip oil or a lip balm. This is Burt's Bees Tinted Lip Oil in a color that I don't know, Crimson Breeze, but you can go ahead and try all of the colors and figure out which works for you. Burt's Bees also has some really good tinted lip balms, like so. Whatever, you get the picture. Sige na nga, I'll be a pro about this. And then, yeah, that's it. I'm pretty much done. Now, I said I was gonna do my hair. I think now it is finally the amount of dampness that I want. Parang hiwa-hiwalay na siya, which is what we want. I'm going to texturize because naturally I have very flat hair. Like there's lots of it, pero maninipis yung mga hibla. Strands are very thin. Bench Fix Professional Clay Dough Light molding clay. And we're gonna put a little bit. That's too much. I'm gonna put that much. Hello, that much. Spread it around your whole head of hair if you have thin hair like me. Okay, so we were gonna start at the bottom. Bottom, bottom, bottom. Other side. Bottom, bottom, bottom. And then work upwards. For your passport photo, you need your hair behind your ears. So you're either gonna have it in a ponytail or you're gonna have it down like that behind your ears. That is not something I like to do with flat hair because it just like my ears overtake everything and just the hair disappears. It's like I don't have hair, you know? So here you want to get into the back. Okay, that way. When you do put it behind your ears, it still has this sort of messy silhouette that goes, like you see here, it goes beyond where your ears are versus it being like this, hiding. So I'm making it nice and fluffy so that when you put it behind your ears, it protrudes that. There, that's what I'll do. There, nice and out like that. There you have it. That is my passport makeup. Don't forget, I didn't do it here, but do not forget your mascara. Okay, guys? Okay, just a few extra tips so that you get the picture. Neutralize the marks that you don't usually have. So that's the kind you can, you know, take away. Define what the light or camera might take away. So those are your brow hairs, your eyelashes, and awaken your face by curling your lashes, putting on blush, putting on mascara, you know, like a tinted lip oil. That'll work great. So what you don't want to do is change your face. Don't add things that, you know, that you don't naturally have, like eyeliner or whatever. And don't remove anything that's truly yours. So if you have a mole or a beauty mark or whatever, don't take it away. The passport needs to see that. And if I were you, don't use any colors. No blue eyeshadow, no greens, no contact lenses. They're not allowed. You can put a little bit of blush, but kind of keep it to a neutral. Don't like, huwag ka mag-drunk blush on this day. Here are some do's. Do follow the curves of your face. So don't put nose line on top of the natural shape of your nose just to make it more narrow or whatever you might do. Do use tones that are natural to your skin color. Like for example, my skin usually works just with peachy, orangey tones. So I don't use anything like pink or like too red or whatever. And for everything else, only use neutrals. Huwag masyadong drawing. Yun lang. Yun lang ang sasabihin ko. So I wish you all luck in this endeavor. Happy adulting to you. And I hope you wish me luck as well as I get my passport photo taken. Bye! Sige na nga, I've never said this before, but pampa-official na. Like and subscribe. Like this video and subscribe to my page. Thanks for watching, guys.